You're coming too.
From Washington State to now sunny California, we've been at it for 5 years. It began with selling our previous boat and taking that money to buy tools and build a shed. We assembled keel pieces, poured the ballast, and raised all 16 frames in the first 6 months.
There's a boat in there.
Now, half a decade later, and at a slower but steady pace, we're in the water. We're Salt and Tar, and this is our life. Like, subscribe, and support if you can. Well, the red so far is coating a lot better than the yellow was. There's like 13 coats on there now. Eventually there'll be trim on all of this. And then of course we still have the cabin floor to come in, like the sole. The interior is still really rough, but getting some color on the plywood is a big visual of our future home. It's vital to break up the monotony of a huge project, like building a boat, and do something that makes you happy. There are still hard edges, no trim, and minimal creature comforts, but the love that Garrett and I have and continue to pour into this boat makes her more than just timber and steel. Alright, red is all nice and dry, the yellow looks awesome, and Garrett helped me move some things back in place so the oven's back and the engine cover, because I think I'm going to do that face and this face, mixing, because this is pretty bright, so I might throw in a little bit of this like darker blue, sort of help mellow it out. So there's that. And then I got all of the first coat on the ceiling up here, which is above our bunk. So one more coat today, and probably with doing those 2 faces and the second coat, that'll probably be all that I get done today. So now I have to decide if I want to do the white, which is a little bit of a pain because it's overhead, and just get it out of the way, or do I want to just jump into the blue because I'm really excited. We're gonna jump into the blue. I want to try and get most of the basic painting done, because soon we'll be joined by another volunteer who's going to help focus on the rest of the interior finish. So while I was down below losing track of time in my happy place, Garrett was processing the lumber for the cabin sole over at the bunker.
My project for today is I'm working on all this cherry that we have a little bit more. Ira took it and planed it all down and cleaned it up, sanded it, but now I just have to take every piece and put a straight edge on it. it because they were all wonky and rough sawn and stuff when our buddy gave them to us. Sawdust in my eyes constantly because it's windy. Yeah, fortunately that's been made really easy because another fellow in the boatyard here had a track saw that he wasn't using anymore, so he gave it to us, and I've got that set up. So there's a track for the saw, and I just put my board right up here, throw the track on top, and then clip the saw in and just slide it right along the track. Just get a super straight edge with very minimal effort. Alright, I finished putting a straight edge on all the cherry. So now I'm going to switch to the table saw and do my first cut, which is down to the width. I think I'm going to go 2.5 for the planking on the cabin sole. And then so I'll cut them all down in 2.5 inch width, and then I'll turn them all up on edge, and then cut them down to the thickness. I don't know what I'm going to do for that, maybe 3/16 or something like that. Been milling this big cherry up all day. Oh yeah. Been milling this big cherry up all day. Got it all down to 2.5 by 1/4. So we're gonna glue and screw this down to the cabin sole. Have ourselves a nice hardwood cherry floor.
Yeah.
I have to put it down just to see how it looks though.
Yeah, for sure. Is that your last stack?
Yeah. Nice.
That's gonna look sweet.
Just probably do the same finishes on this. So I'll darken it up just a little bit.
The same wood.
I like it.
I found myself with a little more time left in the day, so I oiled the cabin beams and uprights finally. We also had Michael back on board today, and he nearly finished the starboard ratlins.
Good view.
Can you touch the top of the collar? Almost.
Not quite. Close though.
Really close. I thought maybe you might be able to get it, but
Yeah, going all wood rungs at the top is definitely the way to go.
well,
It
yeah,
also keeps it a lot more stable.
yeah, that too. And I just think that there's no way that it's going to work. I mean, I'm not skilled enough with my eye splicing to splice into splices.
Yeah, that's another whole thing.
Yeah.
Garrett and I are gonna be laying down our first planks for the cabin sole, like the actual decorative, not just, you know, the subfloor. It was never meant to remain plywood for so long. Like most new projects, there's a fair amount of staring and figuring, where to stagger the butts and how to work around the hatches to the bilge. So Garrett's down below, and I'm gonna keep painting kind of above where our bunk is a little bit later, but it is gorgeous right now, so I'm gonna take the opportunity to soup the last two, or the first two, I guess. First two steps on the port side, and then the last 3 steps that Michael got in the other day on the starboard side, and hopefully they'll kind of have a bit of time to dry today. It's not supposed to rain until like 3 o'clock, I think, tomorrow, and then we got another 2 days of rain, but then like 6 or 7 days of sunshine. So I'll do the rest of the soup, I think, on the deck because it's definitely in need of some attention. So I'll be excited when that day comes after I edit the next video. It's just to be able to be barefoot, scrub the whole deck, and then, yeah, just go soup crazy. But I'll get a little taste of that today. I think we decided to do one more on this side, but I've just souped this top one, both front and back, and got these 2 left to do, but enjoying the view from up here, that's for sure. Another 2 dry fit?
Yep.
We'll lay the full length planks down, then plank the hatches later. I've been begging Garrett to help me put the sink and faucets back in, so with a little tutorial on butyl tape, we put the last piece of the Galley puzzle back in. cleaned the sink. That's been sitting here dirty for a while. We'll get some butyl tape on that. We'll put that back. And then our galley will be just about back in order. Actually worked on the boat until one of us bleeds, so we can stop working now, I guess. The day was gorgeous, so we decided to go for a drive and get to the ocean. Let's go fishing.
Let's go fishing.
It may have been a day off, but it wasn't without injury. Garrett threw his back out on the rocks. At least it was doing something fun. Thanks for watching. Up next! I spend the whole day souping, while Garrett unfortunately is laid up. What's going on here?
Thought I'd try out a new fashion accessory.
But after a couple days, we pick a less strenuous project and get back to the motor, installing the gauges and completing the next test run.